wagon. Forget circling them. The Buffalo Bills are the wagon. Here in the third quarter in a one-score game, off script and on the money, Josh Allen finding Ty Johnson, who just keeps his foot up, to haul that one in and create some space between the two. And then Curtis Samuel, 55 yards later on the cutback, going to wave bye-bye to the Broncos. A heck of a season with the rookie QB, but it ends here in Buffalo as the Bills move on, a meeting with the Ravens in the divisional round. Postgame is presented by Tylenol Care Without Limits. Joe Musso, Bryant McFadden, Ryan Harris, 3 rings among us, and the Bills continue the quest for theirs. B-Mac, this was a masterclass in game management, and sometimes that's lobbed as an insult at a quarterback, but this team, the way they controlled this game, how did they?
Just in terms of making adjustments, we must remember 31 unanswered points by the Buffalo Bills because Denver scored on the very first offensive possession. Outside of that, they had no success. And then Josh Allen got things going. And we can talk about Josh Allen like we've done weeks past anytime he lines up for the Buffalo Bills. But I would love to highlight James Cook because the running game was very, very vocal for the Buffalo Bills today because we know what number 17 can do at the quarterback position. But when he has the running game that he relied on today at his disposal, look out. This offense can be very, very difficult to go against.
I'm with you, B-Mac. I think that it was a fantastic job by Josh Allen. And what game management meant today was that he was patient with field goals for about 2 quarters until he got 2 touchdowns. And that's what the Bills needed Josh Allen to do. That's the difference when people say he's taking care of the football. He's not trying to beat the field goal. He's just trying to beat the opponent. And he knows the way his defense is playing that he was going to get multiple opportunities to get the ball back. And B-Mac is absolutely right. Running the ball like that with Cook creates havoc for the defense. That's why there were so many receivers one-on-one and wide open, because those linebackers were coming up off of just even short play action fakes because of that run game. So a fantastic game for Josh Allen and his patience. And that's what he will need moving forward to become a champion if he can get there.
Cook finishes with that $120. I can't help but think about the team they're facing next in the Ravens, what they did a day ago on the ground with Derrick Henry, complemented by elite quarterback play. It's going to be a blast. We'll get there. Plenty more to cover here as well. Ryan, I want to come right back to you because this Broncos offense, they struck lightning on play 5 of this game, but the old adage then rings true. They did not strike again. What did you see offensively that limited them from there?
A lot of drop balls, a lot of missed opportunities. And look, this is what the playoffs are. So many young teams. I was there. B-Mac was there. Your first playoff game, you are shocked at how much faster the game is, how much quicker linebackers and corners fill the areas, and how much more focus that a team who's been practicing for 8 weeks has for one opponent. And so at the end of the day, the Broncos looked like they thought they maybe won the game in the first quarter. That does not happen in the playoffs, especially against the Bills. And the Bills, who had been to the playoffs and disappointed in the playoffs before, they understood how much time was in the game, and they weren't going to allow that opening drive to dictate the rest of the game. So the Broncos learned what it would take. They have the tools, they have the skills. It's amazing they were there in the first place with a rookie quarterback, and they now know what it's going to take to win a wild card round, which is very, very different as each round increases in intensity and in the hits.
Bo Nix finished with 144 yards through the air. 43 came on that touchdown pass in the first drive. The Buffalo Bills did a great job keeping a roof on the house, keeping everything in front of them. And that has been their mentality the entire season. They don't usually allow splash-like plays coming from the opposing offense. Any plays of 20 or more yards, that hasn't been the thing for Buffalo. And when they allow that mishap to take place, you look at the sound adjustments moving forward that really limited Bo Nix from being the Bo Nix that we've raved about throughout the course of his rookie campaign. This is a well-coached group with the Buffalo Bills. They execute the right way, and they do a great job in tackling as well, because if you look at the flow of the game, listen, as a fan watching the game, when you saw how easily Denver had success, you thought this would be a back-and-forth affair, but because of the sound adjustments the Buffalo Bills made, they were able to efface the offensive game plan from the Broncos.
It was an impressive performance here by the defense. Obviously, the offense doing their part in surging down the stretch. We've got more coming as we take a look at some numbers here. out of a dominant performance by the Buffalo Bills. Most career playoff rushing yards by a quarterback. You know,
Lamar just had that record.
To Lamar for about 14, 16 hours, and Josh Allen here gets him by 7 total. We will have these two going head-to-head in the divisional round, an MVP race, a race for this graphic, and a race to keep playing on AFC Title Day. Let's take you back out to Highmark, where the lead analyst of the NFL on CBS, Tony Romo, joins us now. Tony, this is another one to celebrate here, and it is impressive down the stretch what the Bills did, but I want you to take me to the first half. Game control really ringing true. Not blowing the doors off the thing, but the game plan and the way it was executed early on. What did that tell you about Buffalo and their comfort in this moment?
I think you just described it really well right there. Their comfort in this moment. It's just a belief that you're going to wear down your opponent and you're going to impose your will. And they did that. And they executed their plan at a very high level. I mean, the scary part is the more you run Allen's hands, and it's like, now they really can rely on James Cook at times, then go to Josh. The one area that just is always, it's not even mind-boggling anymore, it's just in situational football on these third down plays, Josh Allen's going to have the ball, and he's going to use his legs under 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, 4th and 1. It's automatic. Other teams know it, and they still can't stop it. It's a man amongst boys in some ways.
Completely in control and once again protecting the football. You talked plenty pregame and throughout the broadcast about the importance of when Buffalo did get it down to the red area, holding them to 3. Twice in the first half, Denver was able to do that. But on the drives following, 3 and out, 3 and out. Did that almost feel like not getting points off a turnover? How big was that in game flow sense?
You're exactly right. I mean, it's complementary football. You held them to 3s, but your offense has to kind of show up, and they just weren't able to keep the time of possession. And each time that they had to punt, it just kept feeling like it's a matter of time, and they just ended up imposing their will on this Broncos team. Tony Romo, we appreciate you stopping by. As always, please give our best to Mr. 500, a tip of the cap to Jim Nantz as well. You got it. All right, our crew doing great work there from Highmark, and the show goes on. The AFC playoffs, the same 4 teams in the divisional round as they were a year ago, but this time we get Allen versus Lamar. It's the MVP conversation that's captivated a nation. Well, this isn't a part of the vote, but certainly a data point that will stir some conversation. Time now for Unsung Heroes, presented by Tylenol. As we break down what we saw in this wild card round. I know Josh Allen. Yeah. I know Cook. Yeah. I know that there's these big names that are going to define whether you move on or you move out. But the unsung hero for you out of this game was who?
Offensively, you talked about Cook. Because when you think about the Buffalo Bills, you don't think about the rushing attack, the ability to lean on defenders. But Cook provided that element in today's matchup, and that's something they can lean on moving forward. Like I said, this offense will be difficult to stop. 23 touches for 100, 23 carries for 120 yards and a touchdown. And every yard he was able to gain was impactful because it took pressure off of their star quarterback in Josh Allen. And like I said, if they can keep this mindset moving forward throughout the playoffs, you know what they can do with their playmaker in Josh Allen. But when Cook is cooking in the kitchen like he was cooking today, good luck in trying to slow this offense down.
And one more thing, what B-Mac's talking about, when you have a running back running like that, you get the eyes of the defense on every play in the backfield while the wide receiver is going deep. But for my unsung hero, it's Matt Milano. What a fantastic game. Second most tackles for the Bills tonight. This is a different defense with him back since the beginning of December. And I'm so happy for this aging veteran because having veterans like that on your team, especially defensively, it creates urgency in every moment of the playoffs, not just in the games, but also in the meetings leading up to it. And that's one of the things that Matt Milano brought to the field today. Matt Milano's my unsung hero, and I'm cheering for him big time, even though he's a defender.
A couple of unsung heroes right there. Before we go, I would be remiss if we did not sing for those unsung in the voice of Bo Nix, because this is a team that I know you wore the helmet, Ryan, and I know you got the ring, and I know they haven't been there since today. Like, today's the first time that we have smelled playoff football for the Denver Broncos, and that young man took them to this height. A word on the season here that was for Bo Nix and the rising belief behind him right now from the Denver Broncos.
Well, Bo Nix improved every quarter of the season, and he had scoring drives to start each of the last 2 games. This is the least amount of production he's going to have. He didn't understand how things worked in the first quarter of the season in those first 4 games. He didn't understand how teams in the division are going to change completely defensively when you play them a second time. And remember, this is a Bo Nix who went to
Hello, xin chào tất cả các bạn đã quay trở lại với kênh YouTube của mình. Video ngày hôm nay của mình sẽ là video này đây.
Is to help you do it with professional grade supplies for every industry, plus same day pickup and next day delivery on most orders. Because you can't predict the future, but with the right partner, you can be prepared for it. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Does your wife know you spent over $600 on takeout?
We're busy. We don't have time to cook.
Okay, but you know you're also paying for a meal kit on top of that.
Wait, really?
Look, just get Rocket Money. It shows you all your expenses in one place, and it even tracks your subscriptions. And any subscription you don't want, which you just let you don't need, you can cancel right now.
So you mean I don't have to call customer service to cancel?
Nope, no hold times or anything. And we'll even try to get you a refund for the money you spent, which I'm sure your wife will appreciate.
Downloading Rocket Money right now.
The season comes down to this.
Show me something tonight, man. Where would you rather be? Get right here. It is showtime. Let's go.
Going deep as a man. He caught it. Unbelievable. Hey, we gon' bow and never fall in champions.
Hey there, welcome back to the NFL Matchup Show, only on ESPN, Greg Cosell. Don't you forget
I
that.
never forget
Darius
that.
is not here, so we can't play that role. Darius Butler's in South Florida. We got to bring you in on our next matchup, Commanders at the Bucks. Jaden Daniels has more rushing attempts and more rushing yards than Lamar Jackson right now. He is a great dual-threat quarterback. What do you got on Jaden Daniels?
Yeah, broke the record for a rookie rushing from the quarterback position, and that's only a part of the weapons that he brings to the table. Obviously, he's a great passer as well, great in the red zone. 12 win this year, only beat 1 playoff team, though, so it'll be a challenge against this Todd Bowles defense. I'm excited to watch the young kid play.
Todd Bowles has always struggled against dual-threat quarterbacks. That defense is not built, and especially in the fourth quarter, Greg. You've watched every snap of Jaden Daniels in the fourth quarter. He's younger, faster, and stronger than everybody on the field. 17-game season. He really turns it on in the fourth quarter. A guy who's turned it on all year long is Baker Mayfield, right? 41 touchdown passes, led the NFC, led the conference with 1,174 yards passing on third down, Greg.
Yeah, third down. That's the chess match in this game. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to week 1 when these two teams played, because coaches coach against coaches. So let's look at week 1, Bucks offense, Commanders defense.
Let's check it out.
This was 3rd and 6. With Baker Mayfield in the gun, the Bucks aligned in a 3-by-1 set. 6 defensive backs. Frankie Louvu is an edge rusher in the dime package. The Bucks would run flood to the trip side with a vertical route, an intermediate route, and a short route. It's a 3-level concept designed ideally to get the ball to Mike Evans on the outcut. Pre-snap, the Commanders showed a 2-high safety structure with the corners aligned with an 8-yard cushion. That's a strong indicator of zone coverage. The picture would change at the snap. You got rotation to single high, with the coverage becoming a 3-under, 3-deep zone. With Cade Otton lifting the corner and Chris Godwin holding down the flat defender, there was a void to the outside for Evans. That's where Mayfield threw it, and it was 24 yards for the first down. But it wasn't that easy as we look from the end zone angle. The Commanders aligned in a 5-man front with linebacker Bobby Wagner on the ball. All 5 would rush. They would run a long stunt with Wagner and Jonathan Allen slanting as the penetrators, and Darren Payne the looper. It broke down the protection and forced Mayfield to make a tough throw from a squeezed pocket. the chess match at work, especially on third down, where the Bucs were the NFL's best.
Great piece, Greg Cosell. Stay right there. Up next, a brand new look at the Los Angeles Rams offense.
Hello, xin chào tất cả các bạn đã quay trở lại với kênh YouTube của mình. Video ngày hôm nay của mình sẽ là video gì đây?
Welcome to the Credit Karmaverse. Here we monitor your finances and alert you to changes big and small so you can enjoy less stress and more peace of mind. Simply scan your screen to experience Intuit Credit Karma for yourself.
Các bạn rất chi là quen thuộc. Đồ dùng con vật đây. Và đồ dùng đi theo mình là xăm mỏ.
The perfect blend of flavor and heat. Frank's Red Hot.
Rất chi là tuyệt vời nha. Các bạn nếu các bạn thấy hay hãy cho mình like và đăng ký kênh nha.
To see if you're covered for GLP-1s for free. Just submit your insurance card and we'll take care of the rest. Go to ro.co/insurance for your free insurance check.
Man, these seats, right?
I wonder how the other guys are doing.
I spent hours finding a deal on these.
Trash. They should have used Game Time.
The easiest way to find only the best deals for the best seats with their Game Time picks.
What time is it?
Game Time.
The future of cool, comfortable sleep is here. Introducing the new Sleep Number Climate Cool Smart Bed, the only smart bed in the world that actively cools and effortlessly adjusts to both of you. Sleep up to 15 degrees cooler on each side. It actively cools by drawing warm air away from your body to keep you cool and comfortable throughout the night. Our smart sleepers get 28 minutes more restful sleep per night. It's our lowest price of the season on our most popular smart bed. Save $1,000 plus 0% interest for 48 months. Shop a Sleep Number store near you.
Yeah, the Monday night football matchup for Wild Card Weekend is the Minnesota Vikings and the Los Angeles Rams. Welcome back to the NFL Matchup Show. I'm Sal Paolantonio. It's extremely difficult to focus on football in Los Angeles.
In this intermediate part of the field.